Welcome to the Sanity series. I am here with Maya Peña-Lobel, a rising sophomore in Kirkland House at Harvard College. It is an incredible pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you so much for being here at the Charles.
Thank you so much for having me. This is wonderful.
Oh, thank you so much, Maya. So I'd love to start first by kind of talking about school and your plan for the upcoming semester. From my understanding, I think that you have chosen to have a gap year and kind of take a leave of absence there. Could you tell me more about the process and how that's been going for you?
Yeah, sure. So I am thinking of taking a leave of absence.
Yeah.
I'm not completely decided yet, but I'd say I'm about 85% sure this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure whether it's going to be the full year or just one semester, so I'm kind of taking it step by step.
Yeah.
But I mean, my main thinking was that the college experience is typically 4 years, 8 semesters. That's what I feel like I should be guaranteed. And I don't want to, for lack of a better term, waste one of those or 2 of those semesters just at home online.
Right.
If I can just postpone what I'm doing, then I can have the full college experience again for all 4 years.
Right. So what constitutes that college experience for you?
Well, I mean, obviously there's the academics, the classes, but I think so much of it really is the extracurriculars, the going to the dining hall and meeting new people and hanging out with your friends and just having so many wonderful conversations that unless we have something scheduled like this here with the Charles, it's probably not going to happen online, or at least not in the same way.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, my first year, Annenberg was arguably one of the best experiences. I met half of my current roommates there, and actually her name is also Maya. I met one of my roommates there.
Oh, wow.
Just sitting there and just approaching a random stranger and being like, hey, is a seat second? Can I eat with you for today? And just having a really cool conversation with them. Yeah,
I've been reminiscing on a few of those conversations, especially the ones back in September and October at Annenberg. I met all sorts of people. It was so fun and interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So during your leave of absence, do you plan on continuing an academic journey, or are you planning to explore some other side passion of yours?
That's a great question. So I'm looking into, I'm looking for an internship or a research assistantship or just kind of off the books working with someone in some environmental field. So there's environmental research, and I've contacted some people about that. So I have something that can be set up, but I haven't really locked it in yet. And I've also been looking into the other side of this whole environmental world where there is environmental law and environmental policy and environmental economics even. There's a lot that goes into it, and I've kind of been looking at all routes. And then if none of these really work out the way that I want to, I actually have the option of doing some hands-on environmental conservation work because there is a nature center that's relatively local to me, and they do wildlife rehabilitation. So in August next month, I'm going to be taking an exam that's issued by New York State, and I'm going to try and get my certification to be a certified wildlife rehabilitator.
Oh my goodness. Good luck on that exam, Maya. I can't even imagine anyone as great as you to work at a wildlife rehabilitation center. So absolutely, best of luck, and definitely keep the Charles updated on your journey.
Let's see, I'm Latina myself, but like I said, I grew up on Long Island, which has its pockets of Latinx people. I'm just not in one of them. I grew up in a very white neighborhood. Right, so my dad's side of the family, that's the Hispanic side. I mentioned before, they're all in California. So even though I've got to visit them, it hasn't been a whole lot, and I've never grown up speaking Spanish. So I wanted to learn Spanish just kind of to connect back to my heritage a little more. And then also for the very practical reason that I do have extended family in Mexico, and they exclusively speak Spanish. So I can't really communicate with them or visit them until I can speak Spanish myself. So I took Spanish in high school. We didn't really have a good foreign language program at my high school, but I decided to continue it into college. I took Spanish class in both semesters of my freshman year. Plan on taking it more in the future, of course. And I was going to do a study abroad program this summer in Spain.
Wait, you were going to do the program with Johanna? I did that program last summer.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, with Johanna and David last summer. Oh, that's incredible. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to it, and clearly it got canceled.
I'm so sad you didn't get to experience it. Best 2 months of my life. I was literally just talking to my host mom, and we were just
really
up. Yeah, because around this time last year, I was about to leave. The program was about to leave, like in this week. Yeah, but oh my gosh, I hope you get to experience it. Hopefully next summer, if that's something you want to pursue still. It's truly an incredible program, and I learned so much.
It seems amazing, yeah. And that would have put me in position to get a citation. Basically, as soon as I finished the study abroad program, I could have gotten a citation if I wanted, and then it would have been, I think, 2 more classes to get a secondary. So with that being postponed and potentially canceled even, I'm not really sure where that leaves me, but I will certainly still get a citation at the minimum in Spanish.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my best of luck with that. There's a vibrant Latinx community at Harvard. Have you experienced kind of this moment of like, wow, I found my home here with the Latinx community? I definitely have with the Harvard Vietnamese Association.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Harvard has a lot of Latinx clubs. It's really great. It's very welcoming. I went to the Latinx convocation with my roommate, actually. She's Puerto Rican. And we had a blast. We just felt so happy and just, like I said, welcomed. It was just this really great feeling. I didn't get to go to as many clubs and events as I had hoped to, but I still did go to some of them. And it was, I have to be honest, a little strange at times because there were people like coming from Mexico as international students, and then here I am, Mexican, except I don't even speak Spanish. I grew up in a white area, and there was kind of this divide.
Yeah, the same divide is also seen in the Vietnamese community and the Asian American community at Harvard too. And I have a friend, my roommate, my best friend, who is Nigerian, and she also experiences more or less the same thing as well. As far as those who are Nigerians and those who are Nigerian Americans, and there's just this really strange divide, right? Yeah. What are some advice you would give for those who have to decide to start their own business or Etsy shop like you have?
I'll actually tell you the origin of this. When I was, I was 12 because it was 2014. I had, my parents had a guest over at our house, and I had just found some horseshoe crabs, and I framed one of them because we just had a frame and I thought it would be pretty. And it was just lying out on the table. And this guest that we had said, "Wow, that looks amazing. Can I buy it from you?" And I was like, okay. And then that just started me on this whole journey. It was just that one little moment where he just noticed it lying on the table. And then I looked into options. I found out about Etsy. Yeah, I just went to Michael's, got some supplies. I cleared off some tables in my basement so that I'd have room to work, and I just started doing it.
What are some setbacks that you've experienced? I know that the main one, probably the most recent ones, the fact that you were just away in college and it was probably difficult trying to maintain the business, but has there been other setbacks that you've experienced besides that one, Maya?
I wouldn't say there's been any major setbacks, but there have been a few minor things that have happened, especially on an individual product to product basis. So like, for example, there was once I was fulfilling an order. It involved a horseshoe crab, and I was using hot glue, and I was using it so hot that it actually made the horseshoe crab just fall apart. I was holding it in my hand to glue it, and I got some pretty bad burns that blistered up. And obviously I couldn't use the horseshoe crab anymore, and it was kind of just a disaster in the moment. So I got it all sorted later on, but that was one fiasco that I've had. Another was where I sold a product to this woman. I don't remember how far away she was, but she was national. So it was staying through the USPS system, but apparently it arrived to her in pieces, basically. And I don't typically insure my items when I use the post office. So it was a whole process of trying to get reimbursed partially for it afterwards from the USPS. Then I had to make a new item, but the original thing that I had sold her at the time involved 2 crabs that I didn't have replacements of. So it was pretty difficult. And I guess those are probably my 2 worst experiences.
Yeah.
There was one other bizarre thing that sticks out in my mind, and it was this guy in, I think it was Seattle, and his mom were both trying to buy from me. And I believe they had different last names, and they were looking at different items, but they were both trying to, so if I remember correctly, I think the son was trying to buy something for the mom, and the mom was trying to buy something for herself, and then the son also wanted to buy something for himself. But it ended up coming in like 4 different orders because there was a lack of communication on their end. And then I had to refund some orders and keep some orders, and there are all these different products, and it was kind of hard to keep straight of what was going where to who.
Yeah.
It was kind of a funny.
Yeah. I mean, it says a lot about how amazing your art is the family decided to buy the artwork for themselves, for, I guess, a gift and for themselves. And the mom was, yeah. So it says a lot about how talented you are and how amazing your artwork is. But I can imagine how confusing that is. And I don't know how old you were when all this happened, but it must have also been confusing for little Maya, if little Maya was in the picture for this as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
One of my first few sales actually was to someone in England. And this was probably when I was still only 12 or 13. And he bought a bunch of items basically in bulk. So he bought 6 different items. And then I had to scour my house for a really large box to then send internationally. And it was so crazy because like I was just amazed to be selling internationally at this point.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It was really exciting.
Oh, congrats, Maya. And I hope that your business will flourish from
Thank
now
you.
onward. It's a truly incredible idea. And I love how you use just your creativity and just things that remind you of home and things that are home for you to bring a little bit of Long Island to the rest of the world. That's really incredible.